Hello, it's Lou Collins and I've got another template for you on Craft World. So this template isn't a card, but instead it is a gift box. We're very much looking at Christmas gifting at the moment. It's getting to that time of year where we start thinking about our Christmas decor, gifts and cards. So this is a pillow box, a gift box. Now this is really simple to make. I absolutely love it. But this one here is so simple that you can actually resize it very, very quickly and easily. So it's a basic video. I'm going to show you how to put this together, and then you can go ahead, download the template, and then you can use that. The only thing I will say with this template that I've noticed is it doesn't have a tab on it. You will need to leave a piece of cardstock or add a tab to one of these long sides. But I will see if we can get that download changed for you for when this comes out. So you may or may not have it when you print it out. Now, as always, I'm going to apply my template onto my cardstock. Now this is quite a good weight of cardstock actually. I think it's around about 280 GSM. So you don't have to have super strong for this because the curved shape of the box naturally gives it strength anyway. But I do feel when I'm doing gift boxes and cards and things, the heavier weight cardstock, the better quality the project feels in the end. So I do try to use a heavyweight cardstock if I haven't got anything too fiddly to do. So I've glued that onto there, and that is just a repositionable spray glue. You can find those certainly on Craft Stash. You can also find them in other craft stores as well. And I'm going to just cut around the solid lines. So we just follow with our scissors. Because they're curved lines, scissors are much easier. You will want to be trying to do this with a trimmer, although you can do the straight lines if you prefer. So all the straight edge there. As I said before have said before in my videos, I do use large scissors when I'm cutting out areas like this. If you try to use your smaller scissors, you're just going to end up with lots of little cut lines, sort of just lots of little snips rather than one long cut line. It's very easy to cut with bigger scissors actually when you're doing larger areas like this. You're moving your cardstock rather than moving the scissors. So the scissors stay in the same direction and I'm wiggling the cardstock around. There we go. Okay, so now I do need to do some scoring, but for this I'm not going to be scoring on my scoreboard because I've got curved lines, which obviously you can't do on the average scoreboard that only has the straight lines. So instead I'm going to be placing the entire project, so the cardstock and the template, onto a rubber mat. Now this is a mat that has come with a die cutting machine in the past, so I'm just placing it onto there. Now if your hand's fairly steady you can do this without a ruler, but if you'd prefer to put a ruler against this line you can. So I'm just going to press into that score line, just pressing really quite hard with a bone folder. So this is the tool that would have come in with my scoreboard, so just going up and down there, and then make sure that has gone all the way through. Perfect. And then I want to do the same, but obviously you can't use a ruler for this, on each of these curves. So just go really slowly. Once you get your first indentation, you'll find that going over it again and pressing just a little bit harder will be easier, but you just need to get that first line in. So hopefully you should just be able to see through there. Let's see if we can capture the light. There we go, and just see that through there. Okay, so do this on all 4 of those curves. Now, as I mentioned, we needed a tab for this. Now, you can leave that on your template, add that on if you want to when you're cutting it out. I completely forgot, so I'm just going to show you how I would make a tab for this. So I'm just going to cut myself a strip of cardstock less than 1 inch wide, and make sure it's kind of almost as long as the length of the box, not quite so. If I just place that on there, you can just see the kind of length that is. This is completely roughly, it doesn't need to be exact at all. Just add a score line to this as well. You can do it in the same way as you've just done with your curved lines if you want to, or you can take this into a scoreboard to get a straighter line. That one's absolutely fine. Give that a fold, burnish that down to make that a nice sharp crease. Okay, so pop that to the side. Now we can remove our template. Hopefully you can see that you've got all your score lines that you need. So this will fold in half. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're also going to just press down. So we're going to want to make mountain folds on each of these curved lines. Now, of course, you can't press this down all at once. You need to work your fingers along it gently. So just pinching along the top of the line. Start at one end, just start gently, just a little bit, and then work your way along. And you will find what will happen is you can curve your paper and that will fold down much easier. And the two should sit over each other like so. It doesn't matter which is on top and which is underneath. Same for the other side. So give that a bit of a curve and just press down over that line and give it a pinch where you can. It's easier at the ends than it is in the middle to pinch that. And just the last one there. There we go. Pinch those ends. Try to make that crease as sharp as possible. Now for this piece, I'm just going to straighten those out because now I've got my folds, I know that they will automatically kind of fold back in really easily. So I'm going to take my piece of cardstock and I'm just going to apply glue to both sides of this. I'm using Craft Stash glue. It's actually the Creative brand of glue. So this is Craft Stash's own. It's an absolutely brilliant wet glue that dries clear. It sticks, it tacks very quickly, which is just what we want. So I'm putting that on one side, folding it over, and I'm just going to fold in half this side. So that's just going to join just there. So just give that a pinch, pop a couple of pegs on it for a moment if you need to. But this glue is brilliant and it does dry and stick very, very quickly. So let's just, there we go. You just see that stuck in there. Like I say, much neater if you can incorporate that tag or that tab at the beginning. But of course I forgot. So then we can just pop the corners down, the two ends down, and you can do both sides. Now you can decide which side you want to open. Maybe pop a little bit of hook and loop fastening on one, or a little note or a button to suggest that you pop it open like so. But I would then say glue the other end just so that things don't fall out. And there we have it, really simple. A nice little pillow box. You can wrap twine around, you can put a tag on it, you can decorate it however you wish, but it's a lovely little box just for holding something like a gift card, some confetti, money even, depends what you're gifting really, but also absolutely perfect for table favours. So whether it's for Christmas or a wedding, these are going to be absolutely ideal. So there's a quick template for you for today. Go along and try this, maybe make lots of them for a wedding. Let's share your photos, let us see in the inspiration gallery what you've been doing.